Hi Cancer, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast. This is for November 4th through November 10th, 2019. I'm going to start off by pulling a card for overall energy, but I also want to apologize, Cancer, for not uploading weeklies last week. I was just getting back from vacation and I'm in the process of moving. So Cancer, we are in full effect of Mercury retrograde. Let's see how that is impacting you this week. Prove yourself. Ooh, Cancer, you guys are empowered this week, and you're not interested in listening to anybody's BS. Like, if you feel like they're being slightly dishonest or shady or anything, it's just like you're gonna call them out. You're not usually, you're very kind, open-hearted. You want to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, even if you know somebody's full of crap. You're just like, whatever, I'm just gonna go with the flow. Like, you just let people be who they are. This week, however, you're not standing for it, okay? Especially anybody who's trying to come back into your life. Cancer, this week, old friends, old family members, old romances, normally, you might be delighted even if things ended on a bad note, like, hey, I'm glad to hear from you, to know you're okay, and because you just don't want that bad energy out there, right? Here, you're like, hold up. What makes you think you can just mosey on back into my world, into my reality? It's not going to happen that way. You've got to prove yourself. Have you changed? Are you still the same person? Are you still up to your old antics? Have you, grown any wiser through your mistakes? You're not as welcoming as you normally would be. And this doesn't have to be like just people returning from the past. This is like anybody you're dealing with this week or any new situations coming. You're very skeptical. And that's because, Cancer, we're in Scorpio season and your intuition, your spidey senses are heightened. You're really picking up the truth that exists within each and every person. Now, just make sure that you're properly, intuiting that energy, because sometimes you can pick up on all these different things about somebody and, there's some negative in there, so that's what you focus on and you just think that's what they are and that's what's going on. It doesn't have to mean that. It could mean, that that's out in their energy field exposed because they're feeling a lot of shame and remorse and guilt for different things that they've done, and they don't know how to own that behavior themselves, and you're picking up on it, okay? So this week, Cancer, I don't think anybody, you are a human lie detector. Nobody can fool you or pretend with you, and anybody trying to come back in your world or even be up in your world, you're just, I don't know why, you're just very skeptical. Prove yourself to me, show me your truth. And it's because you're seeing all this energy, you're seeing their shadow as well. So this is a very interesting read, Cancer. Let's pull another card. Okay, so you guys got nonviolence, and if you want to pause the video and read that little quote, feel free, but here it is, nonviolence. With prove yourself, Cancer, it's like you don't want to fight anymore. You don't. And if somebody is coming at you, prove yourself to me, you're gonna flip them the bird. You're just not in the space to deal with that. You're like, what? I don't think so. Either you know me or you don't know me. I'm not going to jump through hoops. I'm not going to go 25 miles out of my way. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, you don't. Which is interesting because of how skeptical you are being of others. But I feel that skepticism has a lot to do with past history with certain people. Or if these are not, people with the history, it's just everything you've been through. You're just in this space right now. Because you see the shadow, you see the darkness in everybody, and it's not to say that you don't pick up on that normally, but right now, just because of all the astrology, you see it really strongly, which is making you weary of different people. You've got to understand, the darkness exists in each and every person. It's a matter of, you know, mental and emotional strength and soul evolution on how each and every person handles their shadow self. And the shadow isn't a bad or negative thing. I mean, our shadow is our fight or flight, okay? Our shadow is the one that sees the darkness in the other, okay? Because it can't exist. If it doesn't exist within you, you can't see it in somebody else. So you're seeing the shadow in everybody, and don't take it as like that's who they are. You're just Cancer, you just have the eyes, you just have the senses to feel like deep into each and every person, and different things you're picking up on might make you angry, frustrated, like all of that. And again, I feel like you really just like put people in their place or call them out this week. But with nonviolence, your spirit guides are like, look, speak your truth, say what you've got to say, but don't be condescending, don't be mean, don't be hateful about it. Like if somebody is very shady and takes advantage and is a manipulative person, you don't have to say you are a shady piece of crap. Like that's violent. You could just say the choices and behaviors that you choose impact me in a very hurtful, negative way, and I can't deal with that anymore. That's a non-violent explanation, and you have to use your own words, but that's what your guides are really saying is, stand up for yourself, say what you've got to say, but do it in a higher way. Therefore, everything you say will actually penetrate each person, because when you're just kind of attacking somebody, even if they deserve it, they're not going to hear anything you have to say. But when you hold yourself in a grace and you're like, hey, da 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 da, and it really hurts me and impacts me, like they're going to hear that. They're going to receive it. It's going to penetrate them, whether they act like it in the moment or not. That's going to be your most effective tool in dealing with others, with this energy. Because you just see the darkness in everybody this week, Cancer. They cannot fool you. And anybody like trying to come at you like in a like negative retort, you're just like, no, I'm not even dealing with you. I walk my path. Like I don't have anything to prove. I'm not the one that said these things or did these things. You are. So I don't need to prove anything. All right, let's pull some tarot. Ooh, we've got your own card, Cancer, Chariot. This is victory, empowerment for you guys. Two of Cups, that's all about like the relationships, situations, connections, where you're like, Next is Five of Wands, kind of an internal struggle. And I think that's like where you really want to call somebody out, but you also, again, you want to say it in a way that they will actually receive it and not just reject it. Ten of Wands, Page of Wands, and last is the Three of Cups. That's good. That's celebration. That's happiness. All right, Cancer. Yeah, anybody trying to come back into your realm, or just, again, everybody you're dealing with and interacting with, you see the darkness within, like you're really, like nobody can lie to you, all of it. And it puts you in this place of like internal conflict. You might want to like judge or, really blast somebody, but don't do it. Spirit's like, don't. You are just getting the whole view of somebody, and there is light and there is dark in each and every person, every one of us, okay? We all entertain negative thoughts and emotions. We all do stupid things and make mistakes. That's everybody, and you're seeing like the whole picture. And so since the darkness is so illuminated for you, it might cause you to be more focused there and like, oh my God, I never knew, like, Spirit's like, no, I'm showing you the whole picture. And that's what unconditional love is about, is seeing the light and the dark in somebody and choosing to love them anyways. Doesn't mean that you agree to their behavior, you accept it, none of that. It's that you choose to love. You don't stop loving because somebody did this or did that, okay? Sometimes we have to unconditionally love out of far, just depending on how toxic a person is. But Cancer, with the 10 of Wands here, you know, we have 3 Wands energies and then 2 Cups energies with the Chariot. You really have been working on some soul lessons and some emotional growth, which I feel has a lot to do with that unconditional love. And now you're seeing the darkness. You're seeing both sides of people this week. And it's not even like they're acting out. You just see it inside of them. And in certain situations, you know, this energy is very much needed, where you need to kind of call somebody out and put them in their place and let them know that you're not stupid, but do it in a kind way. Like, there's all kinds of different ways we can present ourselves, and you could get your point across much more effectively the higher road you take in your explanation of how things are impacting you based on, you know, that person's behavior. So Cancer, this week you're going to see the darkness in everybody. Nobody can lie to you. Some people you really need to put in their place. Some people you might need to decide, ooh, yeah, you're a bit too toxic, I need to put some distance. And others, it's like where Spirit is showing you every aspect of them, and it has something to do with it, like a lesson of unconditional love. So let's pull a card to see which blessing is being bestowed upon you this week, Cancer. And a blessing to lift sadness. I love it. So you're going to be happier, feeling very empowered. And you know, seeing the whole picture inside somebody may bring healing to you, Cancer, where you see the darkness inside of them and then you realize the demons that they face. And you're like, I never knew. I never knew. And that might soften you and help you heal and help you understand, okay? But ultimately, this is a very empowering week for you, Cancer. You see the good, the bad, the ugly, the light, the dark in all. And anybody returning from your past that has really screwed you over in the past, you have every right to make them prove themselves first before you just take them back in with love and open arms, okay? So those are your messages this week, Cancer. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.